John's just retired from astronautics. He was one of the last men to make a moonwalk. John, are you all right, son? You're white as a sheet and you're trembling.
Nothing I can do. It's happening again. I'm changing. And in several seconds, we see before us a man-wolf. It runs through the darkness as it hunts its quarry. And that quarry is man. The mark of the man-wolf.
Hello, and welcome to the Werewolf by Night podcast. This season, we're talking about Marvel's number 2 lycanthrope, John Jameson, a.k.a. the Main Wolf, a.k.a. Old Lobo. I'm your co-host, Matt Howell.
I'm Jacob Balcom.
So glad there's an epithet to add to the list. It was getting really weird. It was like stone soup. And all there was a stone in that pot for a couple of weeks.
You need some carrots. You need a carrot.
You know what would make this really good is an onion. I have an onion. Well, I haven't thought about that story since I was in grade school.
Yeah, I love that story because it just shows how selfish humans are. Yeah. I love it. It's like you have onions in your house and you're not going to volunteer that you have a fucking onion to put in this soup. Fuck you guys. A
mere dozen fingerling potatoes. Yeah. How could these possibly help the community? This old chicken couldn't do anything for a soup.
Nope, got to hoard it for myself.
Yeah, that's nice. You know, I saw a tweet, which was just to piggyback off that for a second, where someone said in much better, composed way, something to the effect of like, you see all these sci-fi synopses on films and books, and it says the year is 2250. Aliens have invaded the Earth, and humanity bands together and like, you had me till that.
Yeah. That's where the fiction comes in.
Yeah. Like aliens invade. Humanity bands together.
You lost me.
No,
never gonna happen.
Okay. So I'm conflicted because this issue we're going to talk about tonight for me made me just giddy up all over the place. This is what I'm looking for in a Bronze Age werewolf comic. But I also had a really shitty day. So Jacob's trying to get me in a good mood.
Oh, this issue is going to get you in a good mood. Just talking about it.
This issue is going to do it. And I think it's because of a certain writer that we have back. I feel like getting Spidey, getting other guys out of the equation here. Let's get an antagonist. Yeah. Let's get a writer who really revels in the fantastic and the monstrous, and let's go. And I was all on board.
Oh, me too. Yeah, I can't wait. We really just need to dive in.
Yes. However, before we dive in, there is one thing. I posted your video, Jacob, for our Patreon, Pack Brothers and Pack Sisters. There's a video of Jacob unboxing his second Hushen order. And we edited that together, threw a little of his music down there. So it's a little, just a little fun video there. But it's fun to see, people get to see your cats, your house, your den. And I don't mean like den like in a classic 50s family way. I mean like a bear den.
Yeah, it is a bear den.
Yeah. So that was cool. It was fun seeing that.
Yeah, it was cool. I'm anxious to see what people think and if they can see my conflicted views on the finished product. When I rewatched it, I was looking at my eyes and I was like, oh, that guy's not all the way on board with this. He's trying to make the best of it, but something went wrong. And yeah, well, you're just going to have to join Patreon to find out.
Yeah, to see the whole story there for sure.
Yeah.
And you've sold me on Manifest Destiny because for some reason I blended that and Undiscovered Country or whatever together in my head. So I didn't realize there were two different things, and the pitch sounds great.
Oh, Manifest Destiny is so good. Yeah, well, Undiscovered Country is also really good. They're two separate books that are both really, really good.
Yes.
Cool.
One is Shakespeare and one's, I don't know. Where's Manifest Destiny come from? History class?
History class, yep.
White people explaining why they need to conquer everything and rape and pillage.
Well, you went to grade school in Oregon like I did. It's like pretty much you are inundated with Lewis and Clark from kindergarten on. They are like gods to us.
Yes, they are gods. Right. So if you do want to support us on Patreon, check some of that stuff out. There's a bonus show. We finally posted the art that we had James Edward Clark make for us. That was some wallpapers and some foam wallpapers, desktop wallpapers, and those came out really great. And I also, just after I posted that, I added in the one that he had digitally colored as a preview for me, which is also nice in its own different way. So tons of art there. That's for every level. No matter what you donate, you can get those desktop wallpapers and foam wallpapers.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be good because I like his art, but it's so fucking good.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff. I was happy. And yeah, in higher levels, you get bonus show audio version or bonus show video version. We do these every week. And if you're the highest tier, like we said, you get everything. You get a bonus show video version. You get extra videos we've made, all kinds of fun content. So check it out at patreon.com/werewolfbynight-podcast. Enough of my blabbing here. Let's dig in. So we are talking about Creatures on the Loose, number 30, featuring Man-Wolf. And this has a cover date of July 1974. So 1 month after our last issue, which was Giant Size Superheroes, Manny, as some may call him, well, I didn't throw that in the epithet list. He got his own book. Boom. I was negligent not doing a lot of my homework about what Creatures on the Loose was before. I know there was like a Conan, like like a weird Conan / John Carter of Mars guy called like, that Kirby, like Krogor or something.
It's King Kroll, I think, or
no,
fuck, what was it?
This guy has a different name. I'm gonna have to pause. Sorry.
You're gonna see I'm right.
No, this guy, there was King Cole, but that's not what I'm talking about. There was, like, this guy had the longest, they tried that Warrior of Mars thing.
Yep.
What was it? It was right before, Thongor.
Mm-hmm.
Thongor, the Warrior of Lost Lemuria. So, I mean, if I'm not big on King Cole, but I believe Cole was Robert E. Howard's a predecessor, like someone that like Conan the Barbarian would have talked about in mythological terms. Like he was part of Atlantis, I think.
Yes,
where he originally hailed from. So they made Thongor the Lost Warrior of Lemuria, which is clearly let's not pay Robert E. Howard's estate and just make a guy like Cole. So he was in Creatures on the Loose before Man-Wolf jumped in, and I haven't read any of that stuff. That Thongor.
No, I haven't either. I mean, Creatures on the Loose. It's a pretty minor book. Doesn't come up a lot, but this is a big issue. Man-Wolf finally gets his own comic.
Yeah, I believe there was a backup that was reprints of early '60s, probably late era Atlas stuff. I'm not sure about that, but I think that's how they justified the Creatures on the Loose, was they just repackaged some old Kirby and Ditko monster stuff.
Yep,
would be my guess. So, so we have a short issue as a result, by the way. This is only 16 pages.
I know.
But Whirlwind Kev on Twitter, a guy I've known on Twitter through Twitter Comics for forever, sent in a scan of Amazing Spider-Man's letter page from issue 129 and 130.
Oh, no shit. That's amazing.
So I actually have a letter, which I was kind of stoked about, a letter about 125. So we have that for the end.
Great.
So this is amazing. This cover is by, who's it? This looks like Gil Kane and John Romita. I didn't actually do my work.
Yeah, yes, it is Gil Kane and John Romita.
Okay.
You got lucky there.
And we missed John Romita Sr.'s birthday yesterday. I felt awful about that, especially after having Brad on and he and I gushing about how he's our favorite, and I missed his birthday. So
yeah, I know.
But he's still with us at 93 years of age.
Crazy.
God bless him. So on this cover, we have the Man-Wolf, and he's crouched on the chimney of a rooftop in the city. And there's a full moon behind him, and written in that moon, it says "Full Moon, Dark Fear." He's wearing his trusty radiation tunic and crouching down over a couple who is cowering beneath him, saying, the guy is saying, "Oh, what's wrong, honey? What is it you see behind us?" And that's very shaggy of him.
It really is.
She's a lovely Gwen Stacy-esque blonde, and she's cowering because she sees it first. And it says, "Spider-Man's werewolf nemesis now in a series all his own." What did you make of this one?
I thought it was a really cool cover. The the faces on the couple are a little off to me. I don't know. It's definitely more in a Gil Kane rather than a Ramita style. But I wasn't super into how the couple was drawn. But I think the werewolf's badass.
I love his very hatchy, scratchy fur work by
That's
Romita.
cool.
But man, if you tell me John Romita's inking faces, I'm expecting something a little different on the humans. Got to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think he had anything to do with the human faces. That is not the Ramita alterations that we are so familiar with from running through all of Werewolf by Night. I say nay. This is just Gil Kane.
Okay. So I'm trying to think. I wish I knew for sure what was going on, what issue of Werewolf by Night was out by now, so we kind of knew where in the monster craze we were. Because you have to know what issue of Werewolf by Night's out. Add 3 to that. That's where Tomb of Dracula is. So you can kind of tell when the wave's cresting and starting to recede.
Yeah, you're right. Shit. Okay, we need to do that from now on for our Creatures on the Loose thing. We need to know what Werewolf by Night issue was released that month. I fell down on the job. I should have been doing that.
I feel like this is around the Gil Kane covers of like 12, 13, but I can't say for sure.
No, I think you're correct. But yeah.
Like we're approaching the Dracula crossover, but not quite there yet. I think we're like Taboo. I think Topaz might have just hit the scene.
Probably. So we just finished with the committee and okay. No, you're probably right. But I'll make sure I know exactly so we can have our parallel werewolf timelines going and release dates. I won't let you down.
And vice versa. All right, let's dig in.
Okay, our opening page. Yeah, it's full page illustration. The title is Full Moon, Dark Fear. All right, our creator credits for this issue are Doug Mensch, writer, George Tuska, artist, Vinnie Coletta, inker, John Costanza, letterer, Linda Lespin, colorist, and Roy Thomas, editor. You may have noticed I said Doug Mensch, which is very different as to how I pronounced his name all of last season, which was wrong.
You and me both. Bro.
Yes. We said Munch.
I think we said Munch most consistently.
Yes. And I didn't pull this out of thin air. You go to the Wikipedia page. There's the little phonetic, the little IPA spelling, and you go over it, and it will phonetically say Munch. It has a little number with a little reference. That reference takes you to a YouTube video of a podcast where the podcasters are interviewing Doug and introduce him as Doug Munch. He does not correct them. So it's kind of on him.
That was the podcast, I believe, where this came from, like where you and I got this. Like, yeah. I think when he took over the run, that was the first, like the oldest and most established like podcast I could find. And they called him on the phone, like on a fucking landline. Like you can hear it on speakerphone ringing.
Yeah.
And he did not correct them. So that's where we got it from.
Yes. And but our good friend Ray and his show, his podcast, Into the Moon Night, and he had Doug on. Into the Night. Yes. It's a Moon Night podcast. And he had Doug on, and Doug did a little, bumper for him. And you can hear Doug in his own voice say, "This is Doug Mensch, and you're listening to Into the Night, a Moon Night podcast."
Now, so we don't see him say it.
No, we don't
know if there's a weapon pointed at his head or if there's a knife to a kitten's throat. We don't know. But based on the evidence we have right now, we have to say Doug Mensch.
Yeah, we do.
Mensch, like the was that German? For like a good person? He's a Mensch.
Yeah.
Or is that Hebrew?
Ooh, no, I'm not I'm not biting on that one. Okay. I'm walking away. So
Ubermensch.
Yeah, but no, it was I feel like it was my fault. I should have done a little more research, but you have a solution for this, right?
I do. Yes. We've gone back and forth on some of these things, and I said to myself, Matt, what if we had a definitive guide, not just because we got burned once? What if not just a podcaster saying, "Hey, I'm going to be interviewing the creator of blah, 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 blah," and then cut to an interview. I want to hear this person say their name or I was going to have the criteria of they say their own name or the host says it right to them and they don't correct them. But now I'm thinking some of these creative types are so introverted and they're not going to correct somebody. I'm only taking when someone says their own name. So I'm making a supercut of famous creators saying their name so I don't say it wrong or question whether I'm saying it right anymore.
Okay, I can already think of a caveat you're going to have to add.
Okay.
If Stan Lee says their name in front of them, like if you go to John Buscema's Wikipedia page on the phonetic pronunciation of him, there's a little reference. You go, it's a YouTube video of this video, like how to draw comics the Marvel way.
I remember that, yeah.
And it's Stan Lee being like, I'm here with John Buscema. And so that would have to count, I would think. He's Stan, so even if it's wrong, it's right.
Okay. So I watched that one in my quest. I've already started making this. This comp is going to be for all of our great Pack brothers and Pack sisters, so they never have to be embarrassed at a cocktail party again. How do John and Sal say their last names in your experience?
Buscema, even though people say Buscema. I mean, people do it in. I mean,
what does Stan say?
Stan says Buscema,
and they say what?
I've never heard them personally say their names.
They say it the same way.
But he says it right in front of John is sitting at a desk drawing something and stands above him being like, here I am with John Buscema.
I think both of them saying their names as Buscema.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So it's something.
Colon.
Yep.
I found out it is Who's Tearing the Pirates. We were talking about this before, and I was like, I've heard people say it this way, which sounds really weird. And
Milt Caniff or Caniff?
Caniff. It's Caniff.
Yeah, it's Caniff. I know.
I know. It felt so weird.
I always said Caniff.
Lemire. I got Lemire talking about introducing himself because I've heard it said both ways.
It's funny. I had to look up. I forget where I went. I think I went to Off Panel, the comic podcast with Jeff Lemire, and I think I looked that up when I had for one of my recommendations, the Swamp Thing Green Hell, and heard him say his name. So yeah. Anyway,
so that's an ongoing list. But at some point, I will stop and not be completely maniacal about it. But I'm mostly into just like digging in and finding some of these cons from like 2000, where some of these people are no longer with us, where they were on panels and introduced themselves, or that Milt Caniff one was from like 1982. Where someone sent him $40 and a letter that said, we're super broke. We love you. Could you draw a dragon lady? This is all we could literally come up with is $40. I hope it's enough. And sent a like a self-addressed stamped envelope. And so he drew a dragon lady and watercolored her and let it dry. Just talked through the whole process. It's a 5-part video that's on YouTube. It's just kind of cool hearing him talk about the whole industry and stuff. But so I got Caniff now.
All right. No, this is a valuable resource to where no one will be embarrassed ever again. No one will feel the humiliation of mispronouncing a beloved creator's name.
Nope. Starting with Mensch.
Yep.
What a Mensch he is.
Yeah. So I'm gonna move on to George. We're gonna talk about George Tuska. Maybe it's Tuska. Who knows? This is why we need this resource.
I might get a prize.
Now you are going to get a prize. There's going to be a special Eisner for you.
No prize.
Yeah, an Eisner no prize. God, that's what I want. Shit. Okay. So George Tuska he's like the definition of a veteran comics creator. He started at the dawn of comics in 1939, and he retired, I think, in the 90s. But he was accepting commissions up until 2001.
Holy crap!
So that's that's a longer career than Kirby. Like it's crazy long. His first credit was for Fox Publishing's Mystery Men comics. And goddamn, he went on to draw just about every major character in comics for all publishers all the time. My favorite Golden Age work of his is he did a significant run of the Shazam books for Fawcett for Captain Marvel. And but the stuff I love the best and that I have most collected is his long run on, I think it's Lev Gleason, Crime Does Not Pay.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah. He has some super cool shit on that. I love Crime Does Not Pay.
I like the stuff I've read, but it's always just been excerpts in, historical books about comics from that era.
Yeah, I think it's Dark Horse did a nice collected volumes, the hardcovers that are really nice. They're decent transfers. Volume 1 has an intro by Matt Fraction. It's really, really cool.
Me and Fraction?
Yeah. We're just going to keep going on that.
Yeah.
So George Tuska started at Marvel in the Atlas era. And by the 70s, he was one of the most prolific artists at the company. Let's just see. So in the summer of 74, his monthly books were Iron Man, Submariner, Power Man, Creatures on the Loose. He did features in the Planet of the Apes magazine. These are his monthly books. And then he also did tons of fill-in shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm pretty sure if anyone didn't make their deadline, they would just call George Tuska and just do it because he was super fast. It's funny, if you go to his Wikipedia, you go to different other places, and a lot of places are referencing this article that the AV Club did about, I think it's probably like Bronze Age Marvel artists. And they shit talk George Tuska a lot. They just, they were saying that his style is pretty boring. And I get their point. Like, I think they're talking mainly about his Iron Man run. He was on Iron Man for like 10 fucking years.
It's because Iron Man fucking sucks.
Yeah, Iron Man sucks constantly.
So, I mean,
like, it's continuously.
Like, put anybody on Iron Man, that's like, heck. I don't know who. It doesn't matter who it is. Like, I'm just going to be completely unimpressed with an Iron Man run.
Yeah, I think they talked about Tuska like, Don Heck, Herb Trimpe, those guys who are great storytellers and can do good work. But a lot of times their stuff kind of falls on the side of the bland Marvel house style. I actually think Tuska and Heck are very similar in that their Golden Age work was very dynamic and stylized. Their work for 70s Marvel was very house style, very rote, very just... some people would call bland, and sometimes I think it's bland too, especially Heck. I'm not a huge Don Heck fan.
I gotta say I agree with everything you're saying, but Heck a little more so. Like, I tend to like Heck's work less. If I see Tuska's name, I know there's going to be some solid work in there. Something interesting is going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
I knew his name from reading some of those books about the Golden Age stuff you were talking about, but I first encountered his stuff fully when I started buying the Tales to a Stone, all the Atlas era collections of things. So I mean, I immediately, the first time I saw his name, I was like, who is this? This is George Tuska. This is like 58, 59, 60. I love that. I love everything I saw. To me, I have a very positive response to his name.
Oh his Atlas era stuff is the shit. Like all of the stuff in Journey into Mystery, Menace, even some of the war stuff, Battlefield. Like I don't know, his shit is great. Yeah, but by this time, I think his workload is vast, and so there's not going to be maybe the attention to detail. Maybe he's going to lean a little more heavily on the inkers. Sadly enough, we have Vinnie Coletta for this issue. So there's gonna be some problems. There's gonna be some identikit faces for sure.
not Vinny's worst work though.
No, it's typical Vinny in that some pages you're like, oh shit, this is great, and then the very next page it's like, I think Vinny would just get distracted. Yeah, squirrel, like a child, So yeah, we're gonna get into that. But we got solid people working on this issue that we know. John Costanza on letters, the wonderful Linda Lessman as colorist. So it's this is a solid issue. I want to jump right into it. Yeah, before you do, just spoilers aside, I thought that Tuska and Coletta walked in hard on this issue. There's some great stuff in here. It's very dynamic, very action forward. And not in the way that other things suffer, but I felt like I was propelled through this thing. I flew through it and was just like, wee, like it was a roller coaster ride the whole time. Oh, it is super fun. Yeah, my only criticism of Coletta's work on this are some of the faces just look fucking ridiculous. But no, you're right. The dynamism, the action, the way that the story carries through is great. And Tuska's a master, and Coletta can be damn good when he wants to. I know we shit talk him all the time, and everyone shit talks him, which is fair because he fucking sucks a lot of the time. But No, he delivers on 75% of these pages.
Yeah, it's great to have a friend who's there to help you paint every once in a while or help you move. But if that friend also ditches you and makes you pay for all the dinner and gives your girlfriend crabs half the time, I know what I'm going to remember.
Yeah.
Based on a true story about Vince Coletta, by the way.
Yeah, totally true story. Read about it in Alter Ego. Thanks, Roy.
Okay, I'm sorry. Enough. Dig in.
All right. No, I'm having a drink. I need a drink first. Okay, so yeah, our opening page is great. It is the man wolf leaping out of a building, glasses shattering. There's people at the bottom on the street being like, "Oh my God, someone's been thrown through that window." And I just have to read some of this opening narration because thank God Doug is back.
Oh yeah, he's lambently back. I just thought if Brad was on this issue, he'd just be like, "Fucking Doug." And I thought of Tim, our buddy Tim, who's like, "I love that word lambent." That's nice.
All right, I'm reading this opening narration. Riverside Drive, Manhattan. The night shadows have slithered from hiding, gently coaxed by a lambently sinister moon. A moon which leers down upon a third-story window, exploding with brittle fury. The window belongs to Colonel John Jameson, but the fur-bristled form which splashes through spewing shards of ruptured glass is a berserk man-wolf. It's nice to have his prose back. It's comforting. I did too. I missed it. It's just he's so passionately goofy in his writing. I love it. I love, like you're saying, this in media res start where it's just a werewolf jumping out of a third-story window, like we were joking about a couple of episodes ago. Like, well, Spider-Man just ran at a full plate glass window and just went through like the Lion and the Wizard of Oz. Like he's doing that. There are times here where I wasn't 100% behind the depiction of the man wolf. Like here, like he honestly looks like if like this were, I don't know, Carl Barks or something like that, like a Scrooge McDuck, and they're in the jungle and they encounter like a lion. Like it's almost like that's a scary cartoon lion. It is a lion. Yeah, I know.
But he also looks badass at the same time.
No, he does look badass. Yeah. No, this is great. This is a great beginning.
And Vinny actually like went to the trouble of like keeping like there's shards of glass spraying out, obviously, and like Vinny like made angles of like the reflections in the glass that are all falling at different angles, and like, he tried. And it pays off.
He tried, but I'd like to imagine that there are 3 people on the sidewalk. I'd like to imagine there were 15 people on the sidewalk, and he just erased them.
Yeah, that is pro Vinny move. You're correct. So yeah, great start here for me. Like you said, so glad to have Doug's writing back. I love a good in media res start. So I was immediately hooked from here. So on the next page, it tells us, we need to jump back like 3 hours ago. And I love all this 70s stuff where they're just, doing this. I've been marveling at this for a while, no pun intended. But we go back and we see that John is in his dad's office, and John has got a brand new bag, man. He's no schlubby whatever, and he's not wearing his Air Force Blues. He's got a full white suit on with a green dress shirt on, butterfly collar, half unbuttoned, with his pearl, goddamn, it's not supposed to be red, his pearl pendant. And his dad's saying, John, are you all right? He's like, sure, Dad, I'm fine, considering the circumstances. He's like, but the pendant, can't you remove it somehow? Spider-Man once ripped it loose. And he's like, no, Dad, I'm afraid it's now permanently grafted into my skin. Morbius saw to that. And he's kind of throwing his head back and like fingering it. And it's really dramatic. I really love this father-son interaction here for some reason. It's really great. And he's like, well, I see. Well, don't worry about it, son. Sooner or later, we'll find a way. And he's like, sure, Dad, sooner or later, as he's tromping out of the room. He says, yes, and the thing to do now is forget. Go home and relax in your apartment. And then we cut to him, sans white jacket, strolling down the street thinking, relax, forget. Doesn't he realize what the moon does to the pendant? Makes it glow. And he looks down and sees that it is, in fact, glowing. He says, it makes my blood boil. And he's in his apartment, and there's this great row of panels on the bottom here where he's grabbing onto his curtains and he's kind of starting to double over in pain. He grabs the other set of curtains, makes me burn inside, makes me. And as he tears them down, revealing the full moon, he is changed as he thinks, change. And he's still got his awesome green pants and striped green pinstriped shirt on with his white belt. I don't know why I was so tickled by his outfit. He looks so hip, but now he's a white werewolf.
Oh, he looks so hip. And how badass are those bottom panels? I love how the middle panel almost is like the curtains are a continuation from the first and the third panel. Like it's really cool. Like, fuck. That's such a cool layout and design move that George did not have to do. It didn't have to be this cool continuous thing. No, those 3 panels are so cool. Those probably some of my favorite panels of the whole issue.
Yeah, I love that too. Like that seemed to me like Tuska just like saying, if it's a fluid, uninterrupted thing, even though they're separate parts of one, it's less visually distracting. So your eye just sweeps across and takes it all in.
And he's absolutely right. I mean, and that's why, you know, this guy is a pro and shouldn't be, you know, just kind of discounted because some of the 70s stuff wasn't the most dynamic. It's like his storytelling, his layout. This guy's a fucking pro. He's been doing it for 35 years at this point. Yep. So, you know, he's super great. My only concern about this page was Jonah's face in the first panel. That's some identikit shit.
Okay.
Jonah,
I see it.
There's 2 panels where Jonah's face is just like, Vinny, what are you doing?
Yeah. Okay.
But you're right. They're small details that I shouldn't focus on.
It's nice that at this point in time, apparently Doug McClure was huge because most of the males in this issue look like Doug McClure, the 70s star. That's, I think, the basis of Troy McClure.
You know, weirdly enough, I don't know if I ever put that together. You think so? Is that?
God, yes. Like,
I mean, that makes sense, but I guess I never
look
put
at his
that together.
IMDb page. Like, it's not as corndog as some of Troy McClure's films are, but like, you know, fucking the drilling thing that goes to the center of the earth and all that fucking. It's got to be a Doug McClure reference. He's like such a matinee like schlub.
The blinding of Jimmy Driscoll.
Yeah.
You know, I was the first to speak out against horseplay. So, all right. The next page, John has fully transformed into the man-wolf with a bit of an odd face. That first panel's a little weird. It's like,
as is his hair.
His hair is really weird. His eyes are kind of, I don't know. That panel also I had some problems with, but the signature Linda Lessman cool kind of color morph in the grr, you know, kind of makes up for it a little bit for me. And I love that second panel where it's Doug writes, a beast which tenses rage-fired sinews, and as though obliterating the last vestige of the man it has displaced, rips John Jameson's civilian attire from its grizzled back. And yeah, he's just totally shredding that badass shirt that he's wearing, and it's that cool background where it's just kind of almost like motion lines that are all kind of exploding out from him as he's tearing his shirt up. And then this whole page, like every panel, is just action. It's just, then it goes, the man-wolf is throwing all his books around. He hates these books, and then smashes into the chandelier. He hates all these modern accoutrements and smashes that, kicks it. And then I love at the bottom too, Doug writes, glowering through the splintered rent in John Jameson's closet door, the man-wolf pauses, contemplating an Air Force uniform and the memories it evokes, harshly glaring memories of NASA and of a flight to the moon. Then abruptly, the man-wolf shreds those memories with bestial vengeance. And I love that he's tearing the shirt, but you can only just see his 2 eyes and his brow kind of above it. And it's just, this whole page, like that first panel if that first panel keeps it from being a 100% perfect page.
Yeah, but the dynamism, like you're saying, of all the action of him just destroying his apartment
cool.
is amazing. And I love that profile of him as he peeks his head into his closet and sees his Air Force uniform. That profile is cool. It's just weird.
It's really weird. It's very just like almost prehistoric and cool. Like
Yeah,
yeah,
like a saber tooth or
badass.
something. It's just wild. And I do love his eyes poking up over his suit, right? Because it's showing you that is him. That is something that he wore once as an outfit, right? Crazy. So the wildness continues as he smashes his TV up. He picks up a picture of Christine Saunders, and it says, "A man wolf hates the portrait, despises the sweetly smiling girl in it. Worse, he recognizes the girl for what she is, and this fact causes part of his mind to crack, and he smashes it down on the table, and he launches himself through a glossy sheet of glass, and that's where we came in. Perhaps for a moment, the man-wolf had glimpsed his own reflection in the window and could not face it. Perhaps. Yeah, man, that whole sequence there was great. I mean, you and I, let's be honest, we've seen some werewolf transformations and some Wolfman freakouts, but this was up there in the top. Like, he just went ape shit.
Yeah, I mean, I know we've seen some freakouts, but I don't know if we ever saw Jack Russell do this much damage to a place that he lived. Maybe, but this seems worse. This seems just like crazy. Like, yeah, he's just gone ape shit. Yeah. Now on the next page, we're basically back to where we were on the first. Yeah, Ben Wolf has leapt out of the building through the plate glass, and he is falling to the street below. Narration says, but now he faces a 3-flight plummet through queasy vertigo, which terminates in jarring impact with the canvas roof of a convertible parked below. And what is up with that second panel with the sound effect of him going through? He goes through like a I don't know, it's probably like a canvas cover of a convertible.
Yeah.
And yeah, the sound effect is bwatch. BWATCH. Bwatch.
It's a ripping with an impact sound. I buy it.
Okay, if you're on board, I'm on board.
It's short
but
for
then,
Baywatch.
Yeah. So the two of the guys that are on the street, one of them's like, he wasn't thrown out of that window. He jumped, and my God, he's a monster. And then I love this, the narration. The man wolf does not fully understand the babble of voices outside, does not understand this new cage into which he has plunged. So I do believe in our first season, was it a drinking part, or do we just really love when the werewolf by night would suddenly find himself driving a car and just being like, what the fuck is this? What is a car? And then would just instantly like jump out and smash one of poor Buck's fancy Firebirds or whatever.
It was just a happy place for us.
Yeah, it was a happy place, but I don't know how many drinks we're going to get in this. So I'm taking that happy place. I'm taking a sip of my whiskey, drinking Woodford Reserve.
As am I.
We're in sync. So yeah, and then there's another great sound effect as it says, freedom he must have any way possible. And he just destroys the car and goes out, and the sound effect is brunch.
I think it's more of a brunch.
Brunch? Yeah. Oh man, it's great. And then there's the last panel is there's another of the bystanders like, it's like something from a horror movie. Like
so I absolutely love this. My notes just said, God, I miss Doug. This Wolfman does not give a fuck. No. And Tasmanian Devil. Yes. He's like Godzilla now. I mean, he's just absolute mayhem. Like he falls into, we find out later, that's his car.
That's his car.
And he falls into the roof of his convertible and thinks it's a cage, much like Jack Russell hated being in a cage, and just starts going berserk and tears the top. I think he tears the top of, is it the top?
Tears the top off. Oh, I see some hinges. So I thought that was one. I thought that was a door. But yeah, his sweet ass convertible is fucked.
Yeah, and then he's just like in that last panel, like Jacob said, just stalking off, chasing the moon, and he's just looks great. As that guy in the foreground's like, I think it's something from a horror movie, something like a werewolf. And we've cut to the 30th precinct, and I honestly, man, when I saw a cop shop, I was like, yes. Because I'm a Lou, right? Lou Hackett guy. What was the other dude's name? His partner.
Fuck. Shit.
Yeah. See,
God, we take a small break and we forget
Once
all the
once you tear
amazing
their
details.
intestines out, they just don't matter.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Or I guess
Yeah.
he got eaten by a glitter knight demon, didn't he?
That's right. Oh my God! But you think that Lou Hackett was a badass? Who do we meet on this page?
Oh man. Okay, so so the guy's completing the sentence saying, "Werewolf, Stroud, and don't laugh. My ears have been stuffed with guffaws." Okay, so there's some great corn dog cop to cop thing here. So there's a brunette cop in a brown suit, and then we got Stroud, who we've already met in dialogue, and he's got a red turtleneck on, and he's very Doug McClure. And blonde. He's very muscular. Like his sweater's painted on.
Yeah.
And he's our new antagonist for John Jameson. So his superior is saying, "Now, since you're the hotshot boy wonder of the Special Task Force, I figure you're the best equipped man for this investigation." And Stroud says, "You must have been an ace at arithmetic, Lieutenant, because your figure is perfect. I eat werewolves for breakfast." I was already my heart right. At this point, I'm rolling around on the floor, clutching this like a fucking Teen Beat magazine with the Corys in it. It's like, oh my God, I love this. This is comics to me.
Oh, I
eat werewolves for breakfast.
This is Bronze Age glorious comic storytelling,
and this is why I don't want to leave the Bronze Age.
I know
during
I
the show. I love it so much. And the guy's like, "Hey, cut the comedy, Stroud, and listen to what I've got to say. J. Jonah Jameson, publisher of the Bugle, was attacked by an alleged werewolf, although he won't admit it. And this shred of material was retrieved from the scene by one of our men. He's holding the yellow tunic. Preliminary lab analysis establishes it as a synthetic fabric used to screen radiation, the kind of fabric NASA uses to outfit its astronauts. J. Jonah Jameson's son is an astronaut." And Stroud says, "And you think this werewolf dude may have attacked the son, and that Jonah has buttoned his lips to protect the kid? Right. The son's name is John, about 28 years old, good build. I'll get you his address from the files." I was fucking so in. I could not read this fast enough.
Oh, I know.
Then what happens?
Oh, I know. No, this is where, okay. So, and this is the comics debut of Simon Stroud, who we had encountered in one of the Morbius issues, right?
Really?
Like, wasn't he like? I think he was a character in a flashback in one of the Morbius issues that we dealt with in the first run. It was like Morbius and Simon Stroud, and so I think he's mentioned, if I'm correct, in one of the issues of Werewolf by Night. He's not an actual character, but I think he's mentioned, and he does go on to be a main character in the Morbius issues. I think the Adventures into Fear issues, or Fear at that point, I think it went back to. But this is his comics debut.
Well, I love him already.
Oh, he's awesome. So and he just gets better. Like on the next page, on the next page, the two are talking, and there's a cop comes in and is like, "Lieutenant, just got a call. Some pedestrians have reported a werewolf near Riverside and 77th. The guy's like, "That's the son's address." And then Simon says, "And that's the best cue that ever slammed me over the head." And he starts running out, and the guy and his partner, other lieutenant, is like, "Be careful, Stroud. You're not in the CIA anymore. This is rough stuff." And I'm just like, yes. Just the quick backstory that we're getting on him. And then as he's running down to his super badass, what is that, a fucking stingray or something?
I think it's a stingray.
Oh my God. And he's running down, he's leaping down the stairs like he's fucking drawn by Kirby. And he's like, "What's he think? Smashing foreign dictators is a picnic?" God. Come to think of it, what I've heard about J. Jonah Jameson makes Fidel look like a Cub Scouter. Oh my God. So he's basically like, he's Doc Savage and G. Gordon Liddy, like rolled into kind of
God.
but he's also like Ace Morgan from the Challengers of the Unknown. Like he definitely looks like Ace Morgan. And especially in that fucking last panel. Okay, so I'm jumping ahead here because I'm so excited. So then we switch to J. Jonah Jameson in his office. He's like, "Simon Stroud, never heard of him. Look, Betty, how many times do I have to tell you? We have a midnight deadline. I don't have time for every scroungy deadbeat who schleps in off the street." Jonah's like, yeah, I guess that takes care of that. And then the final panel is Stroud just busts the door open. Jonah's cigar falls from his mouth. And that almost looks like a Kirby swipe.
Yeah.
Like just so Simon Stroud is super Kirby'd out with his hand, like reaching out to us, his palms out to us.
Stop in the name of love.
Stop in the name of love. He's like, Jameson, I'm one scroungy deadbeat you do have time for. Some questions. Number one, why is it that every sleazy rag sheet in town except yours? My cat just jumped off the chair and hit the screen because she's a dummy. So yeah, sorry about that. He says, how come, what is it that every sleazy rag sheet in town except yours carried this story of your attack by a werewolf? And yeah, oh my God. So this whole page, how it instantly tells us like this guy's in the fucking CIA. He's done shady shit. He's overthrown dictators.
Yeah.
He was probably in Guatemala. He was probably in like, oh my God.
Yeah.
How fucking awesome.
Yeah. He's another Wings Hauser type. Like, right. He's just,
he
you already know that this guy is just like appeared out of the jungle, like with camo on his face and slit some dictator's throat and just disappeared back into the bushes. Like he's already that dude. He just kicked in some guy's door, a business mogul.
The publisher. Yeah. No, I know. No, he's a He-Man, pulp hero, CIA agent. And yeah, I know. I'm sure Brad's a little sad he didn't get this issue and he got the Morbius issue instead, because this guy is, this guy's right up Brad's alley.
And how often do you get to see JJJ like this shocked? Like, if there were a way to portray it, he probably would have had him inhale that cigar instead of drop it out of his mouth. Like,
but yeah, Jonah's just mouth is just hanging open, and then his cheap stogie is falling to the ground lit. Oh, fuck yes.
Okay.
I am in.
On the next page, he gets better. Like he first of all, this cop is a twofer. Normally, you have a good cop and a bad cop. He is mixed up in one bad cop and insane cop. Like he's screaming this entire page, like Kirby screaming, like his jaw's about to dislocate like a goddamn cobra. He's like, well, it would have been adverse publicity. He's number two. Like he doesn't even care about the response.
Oh my
He's
God.
clutching the bit of the tunic material. Number two, what was a tatter from this astronaut's uniform doing at the scene of your assault? And he looks like his skin's about to tear off his face. He's screaming so hard. And number three, isn't your son an astronaut? My son? And then that pisses J. Jonah Jameson off. He's like, you leave my son out of this. He's done nothing to harm anybody. And Stroud says, just as I thought. My next stop is your son's place. And he just turns around and storms off. And like, again, like I said, like this sweater and these pants are painted onto his body. You can see every ripple and bulge. And he's just, like you said, Doc Savage on bath salts.
Yeah,
like, it's just absurd. And in the foreground, Jonah's holding his hand in his face saying, John, God help you, son.
Yeah,
so
this guy has intimidated Jonah. He's just oh my God. I love this guy so much.
Yeah, it's like, like when you see like Rockford or Fletch like just bluff their way into a place and they don't give anybody time to question them and they just go through and get the information and blah, blah, and just go out before anybody can even breathe. This guy did it with violence. Instead of smarts and humor.
No, he just needs to kick in doors.
Yeah. And so it says, time-lapse 10 minutes. Simon Stroud's sleek sports car screeches to a fish-tailed halt. Right? He can't even pull up normally. He has to be fishtailing all over New York City streets.
In a Stingray.
So he's at that John's 77th and Riverside Drive apartment. It says in front of John's brownstone. And I have nothing bad to say about anything that's happened so far.
No. No, I love every panel. Every panel is genius.
Oh my God.
So he arrives at outside of John Jameson's apartment. He sees the super fucked up car and he's like, either Chicken Little had more on the ball than anyone gave him credit for, or John Jameson's been entertaining Lon Chaney. He's like, let's see. Must have a key for this type of lock here somewhere. He takes out a ring of keys that are all like probably skeleton keys to any lock available that someone at the CIA gave him.
Yep.
opens the door up, sees the just fucking ravaged apartment, and is like, well, sorry, Chicken Little, but this shambles scene convinces me that someone's just taken a swan dive that punched a neat little hole right through your rep. Okay.
I didn't read those all together without looking at the art. Wow.
Yeah. No, his dialogue's amazing, but fuck, every panel on this page is from a different cool perspective.
Yeah.
Like, this is fucking storytelling. Like, just it flows so well. You just go through it so well. I love his the kind of half profile that we see on that bottom panel, and then it switches to where he's looking outside of the shattered window down at the car. Like, he's piecing it all together in like 15 seconds because he's a pro. He knows what he's doing. Yeah, this guy,
very Brock Samson.
Oh, he is. This guy is fucking Brock Samson. Like, that's a perfect description of him.
Yeah, and that's a compliment.
It is.
So yeah, I love that last panel you're talking about where we're up on top of the roof above him, leaning out further than he is at the window, looking down. It makes me feel dizzy, that angle. Like, it's so crazy. And then on the next page, he's looking up and seeing the moon. He says, and that full moon tells me that someone just might have been one of Lon Chaney's relatives. This is definitely not a night for moonstruck lovers. And then we cut to the street level as a pair of lovers are walking arm in arm. And the guy says, beautiful, isn't it, Lisa? She's like,
Why did she just say,
I don't know.
Oh, that made me laugh. That made me laugh out loud.
Me too. And then we cut to perfect, awesome bad guys poking their heads out behind a wooden fence above a trash can. Nice couple, huh, Quint? Yeah, too bad it just ain't their night. And they also have painted on clothes. Like, everyone's just to the nth degree superhuman in every aspect here. I love it.
God, I had such a hard time being like, who does Quint look like? And I'm like, he kind of looks like if Schneider from One Day at a Time was like a He-Man villain. Like, he just has this goofy face. Oh, yeah. And then his buddy has like a weird headband and like strange buck teeth. And I don't know. Yeah,
he's Clint Howard.
He is Clint Howard. He absolutely
drawn by Kirby.
Yeah.
And Quint looks to me like, is it Paul Glazer from Starsky and Hutch?
Yes.
Like his inbred cousin.
Yes, that's a good one too.
So they pop out with a knife and confront this couple, and Quint says, "All right, freeze or bleed, and hand over your." And then we hear, and the dude looks up, he's like, Quint." And this last panel, okay, so we see the man wolf pouncing down on them from behind. Quint's eyes are just like about to pop out of his head just from the sound of the growl. Whereas the bandana hippie dude's like, dude, like looking at it as it's about to happen. This last panel, finally a body count. Confirmed fucking body count.
Oh yeah, this is confirmed.
In the foreground, we see the lovers and the girl's trying to look behind at what's happening. And the boyfriend's like, turn your head, Lisa, and don't look. God, just don't look. And behind them in silhouette, growling, the werewolf is tearing Quint to shreds, apparently. Like, that's not, there's not much left. I mean, there's like grue and gristle and stuff flying around with the shredded clothes. Like,
yeah, no, he just eviscerated that guy.
Lovely face on Lisa, by the way, in that last panel.
Definitely. If there was one Ramita alteration in this whole issue, I would say it was that.
I was gonna say,
no, another perfect page. Yeah, and it just keeps going. So on the next page, Simon, drives by, sees the man wolf attacking, is like, well, you look at that, 10 minutes of cruising and bingo. So I'd like to think this is one
I had a
fluid
nickel for every
motion.
time I said that, by the way. Sorry.
Oh, so I'd like to think it's a whole fluid motion of Simon just grabbing his gun, jumping out, and just opening fire at the werewolf.
Yes.
So he says, just hope he ain't a connoisseur of bullets because I ain't got any silver. And just shoots the man wolf in the back. Says, silver or not, the slug chews into the man wolf's shoulder, inflicting severe pain. Pain his confused mind cannot abide, and his agonized body will not tolerate. So, my God, the action of these first three panels. And then the bottom panel is really cool. It's kind of, it's almost like a J shape or something. That's and it's man wolf jumping from this fire escape all the way to this other roof. And it's saying, with swift, fluid grace, the injured man wolf scales the fire escape, lopes across the tar of one roof, and lunges to hit the adjacent roof in a limber crouch. We see Simon Stroud. We see him from the back and the bottom. And he's like, with those pogo sticks he uses for legs, I'll never catch him without my wheels. And here's where some kick-ass 70s song just like comes in, as the chase is on. Fuck.
Yeah, this page again, perfect. That gun, like that's not standard CIA issue. He has some kind of specialized, like, the first day on the CIA, he's like, I need this gun. Here's the plans I drew last night after I made love to your wife. I need this by tomorrow for Castro.
No, you're right. I just want to imagine every line of dialogue is just screamed at the top of his lungs.
So we're taking. Okay, so we have an antagonist now. We're getting a clearly defined set of skills that the man wolf has. He's not just a man wolf. He jumped up to a closed fire escape and then jumped from that to a rooftop atrium. So he's got really strong legs, which is nice, because like Jack was always just kind of like, hey, he's like a 18-year-old, but like kind of high and drunk, like strong. Like when you get really mad and you're high and you're drunk. This man wolf seems to be actually like moon powered.
Yeah, this is superhuman. Is what he seems like for real.
Definitely. So on the next page, Stroud has jumped into his car. He's saying, even with the car, tailing that ball of furred lightning ain't going to be easy. And in the foreground, we see the man wolf like loping across rooftops, and he's fully on the prowl here. And says, and Doug's narration says, and still the moon smugly leers down on the city, seeming to isolate a single form among millions, bathing that form, drenching it with eerie radiation. So I would like for somebody, I feel like the suit, I think it came up and we didn't actually acknowledge it this time because it's come up every single issue this season, like blocking some of the more strong rays, blah, blah, blah. Like, I feel like Jerry didn't want to paint himself into a corner, and now Doug's kind of like, let's just leave ourselves a little something, like maybe there's extra juice, right? It's an ace up the sleeve. Maybe something's going to happen. Getting a little tired of that, but I get it. It's taken a while for them to decide, let's do something with this character. Almost a year. And four appearances.
Yeah, but they're playing fast and loose with it because number one, it's the 70s. And and they don't want to commit because I fully agree.
So they're tearing along, and we see the Stingray or whatever it is in the foreground. And I think there's a little speck far off of the distance that is the man wolf. Is that just a printing error on my end, or is that the man wolf like just going full on Hulk jumping, like building to building, like way ahead of Stroud?
Yeah, no, that's him.
Okay, cool. It says the mind of a man strains through the lycanthropic haze enveloping the man wolf and realizes that he must either flee Simon Stroud or murder him. So there's our first clue from Doug as to where the mind of John Jameson is in this whole thing. Interesting.
Yeah.
So he's present enough to recognize his fiance and to know that this threat that shot him, he either has to kill him or run away. So he has at least that level of logic. And it says the path chosen is flight. And that path leads ultimately to the very rim of Manhattan Island. And he jumps down to a ferry that is boarding and taking off from the docks. And we hear the guy on the little, PA going, yes, it was presented as a gift by the French. So we're talking about the Statue of Liberty. And we see the most amazing running jump from Man Wolf, like easily 50 feet. It says, a departing ferry boat crammed with evening sightseers. The Man Wolf springs and joins the sightseers. So he's on the boat, and there's another couple there in the foreground who just notice him. And the guy doing the presentation says, meant to be a symbol of, oh boy. And meanwhile, cut back to the dock. Stroud is full sprint, all springed like a coil muscles. I don't believe it. That mangy cur just set a new broad jumping record by double the old distance. So we're getting a sense of how strong Man Wolf is here, which I love. He is, again, he's not Hulk or anything, but he can jump like Spider-Man. Like he's got serious springs.
No, I mean, Stroud is impressed. He keeps thinking to himself how impressed he is. And this guy's seen some shit. And this is shocking him.
He's probably killed like like dozens of North Korean and Russian mutants, like that we know nothing about.
Yep. No, his files, the folders in his file cabinet on this guy and his missions. That's what I want. I want the untold tales of Simon Stroud.
I'm getting there, but yeah.
I want Rucka to write it. I want who would I have illustrate that? We're going to come back to that because we need to figure that out.
Okay.
Do you have a first thought?
Illustration, no.
Okay, we're circling.
I was kind of feeling Jeff Parker for the writing, but I'm a big Jeff Parker guy.
Yeah, I love Jeff Parker too. Well, Rucka's got the hard boiled, but I think that Simon Stroud isn't hard boiled as much as he is just fucking insane. He's all bombastic. You're right. He's machismo gone amok. He's a CIA killer.
So what's the name of the guy that wrote Venture Brothers?
Yeah, exactly.
Doc. Forgetting his last name.
Oh, fuck. Why can I not remember this? I fucking love the Venture Brothers. Doc Hammer, I think, is the guy's name, if I'm correct. But I don't know. But you're right. That would be perfect. Yes. Whoever writes Brock Sampson's dialogue has definitely got to be in on the Simon Stroud. So this is my favorite thing that he does in the whole issue on the next page. He's running towards the boat. He sees the ferry's going. He's running towards a boat. He's like, "Hey, buddy, got to borrow your boat." And the guy on the boat's like, "What are you, out of your gourd? I worked overtime all winter just to buy this cow. Ain't nobody going to borrow it." And he says, "Wanna bet?" And then this like, and he just clocks this guy and sends him flying like 30 feet. This poor fucking guy that worked all winter overtime to buy this boat just to better his family. And Simon Stroud just clocks the guy.
Like they're in zero gravity. Just spinning off into the ocean.
Oh my God. And so, he just clocks this guy, steals his boat and just tears ass towards the ferry. He's like, must be the Staten Island ferry. But if old Lobo reaches the statue, he ain't going to find liberty. He's going to find himself trapped. So we got old Lobo. Yeah, I know. I have to just take a breath because this guy, oh my God. Yeah, that made me cry laughing. I was just like, he just punches the shit out of some poor working slob.
To be honest with you, like I've been talking about this. Like I'm so excited to go to outer space and have John Jameson become a swashbuckling space guy. But right now, I'm like, what? Why would you go anywhere? This is like the fugitive on crystal meth. Like I'm loving this.
So he's tear-assing towards the ferry, and then we switch back to the ferry where people are just jumping overboard. like Man Wolf is obviously just like wreaking havoc on this fucking ferry, and people are just like, jump before he mauls us, and just multiple people are just jumping over the side. And then the last panel of these two sailors with gaffs like pointing it towards them, and one of them's like, "Okay, Ed, just keep cool. We've almost reached the island." And with these gaffs leveled at his heart, he ain't liable to. And then the Man Wolf is
crouching and growling. Like, I didn't know that's what those were called, gaffs. They look like giant fire pokers, but they're apparently for fishing stuff out of the sea.
Yeah. God damn, this page.
And so they're pretty sure that they got those pointed at his heart. He's not going to do anything. Cut to the next page, and he just kicked their ass and broke those gaffs in half and is charging towards the Statue of Liberty. And we get this great, like, super, like, primitive Kirby panel of Stroud charging forward. Everything's just Kirby, like...
It's Challengers of the Unknown Kirby is what it is.
Yeah.
That's what I keep going back to. Like, this guy's fucking Ace Morgan. If Ace Morgan just smoked a ton of crystal meth.
So he's charging up the side of the hill there, and he's like, he's only been ashore 5 minutes ahead of me, and he's already made his way. And we get this huge, nice, big, tall panel of the Statue of Liberty in the moonlight. And he says, up to one of the Meadow Lady's tiara spikes, which means I've got to get up there and into range before he somehow climbs down, and that means moving. And that's drawing of the Statue of Liberty. Like, the Statue of Liberty is not that striking. It's kind of nice in its simplicity, but crouched like a cat or like a monkey, the Man Wolf looks down with the moon fully behind him, like just watching Stroud. Fucking A, man. I love that.
No, this is
just watching, like, bring it, bring some, right? So Stroud's like, I just got to run. So he's continuing to run. He's boundless energy. He doesn't need to breathe or stop for oxygen or anything. And he's running up the steps. He pulls out his silencer and he reaches the observation deck and he squeezes off a silenced pellet of pain. And the man-wolf growls at him.
Oh, yeah, you're right. His energy is just endless. Like, how many fucking steps does it take to get to the top of the Statue of Liberty? I don't know. Yeah.
And there probably wasn't even an engine in that car. It's probably just Fred Flintstone in it, just fucking fishtailing around. This guy's a wildcat.
Oh, my God. He's great. And then so the next page it's a full page illustration of the man-wolf who is on one of the spikes. And it says, which makes the man-wolf move and do a spectacular lunge for the upheld torch of liberty. So he's on one of the spikes and he just does a giant leap to get to the top, to the tip of the torch. And at first I didn't quite like the perspective of this page, but I grew to like it a little bit more. I don't know. What did you think?
At first I wasn't sure if I liked it, but on second read through, I was like, this is actually pretty fucking cool because I love that Tuska put us up where he's jumping to really get the payoff on the height and the danger. Because if we were down on the spike watching him try and jump up, he'd be like, he's just trying to jump 15 feet or 20 feet or whatever. But now that we're looking down at the island and the ocean, it's like, oh shit, he's up like 400 feet.
I totally agree. When I first read this, my first, notes going through this, I was just like, I don't know. But my second read through, I liked it. And now I like it even more. Yeah, because the man-wolf, I mean, he's jumping towards the torch, to the top of the torch, but he's also just leaping right out of us. He's leaping off the page towards us. Yeah.
And, at this point, I thought, I love how athletic this is. I mean, I've already mentioned this, but how athletic this monster is. Like, last issue, we knew he could do a long distance jog to campus. We knew he had that in him. but now we're seeing that he's got a lot more potential physically and a lot more violence in him, which it raises the stakes immediately. So I'm way more into that.
Yeah. Just so cool. Such a difference with Doug taking over, and I'm wondering if is this an editorial edict of just like, no, man-wolf is fucking super powered. Like he can jump 100 feet, all this stuff. Or if this is just Doug taking the torch from Jerry and just being like, no, we have to amp this shit up.
Do we know how many issues Doug writes of this?
Not many.
Okay.
I think just a couple. I looked ahead a few, and I think other people take over. But
so I know that George Kraft takes over once we go to space, and that's George Perez and no, sorry, David Kraft, I think.
Yes, David Kraft,
who I'd never heard of before this, but
no.
So yeah, I just was wondering how much fun we get to have here with Simon Stroud and Doug Mensch. But that being said, so we cut to Simon Stroud inside the observation deck, and he sees that the man-wolf made the jump. He says he made it, but now he's got nowhere left to go. Stroud bursts from the depths of the ersatz torch, and for a moment the two face each other, flashes of discomfiting intelligence glinting from the man-wolf's baleful eyes. Stroud hesitates, pondering, and it's just this weird Mexican standoff of werewolf and man. And then the beast just jumps. And then the man-wolf decides the issue. And we see this gun go off with a silencer. It's a very Kirby-looking gun muzzle, by the way. Fuff. Mm-hmm. Fuff. I like Fuff.
I like
Stroud fires. He misses and sprawls back. And I believe this is kind of judo. I don't think he fully judos. But it looks like he falls onto his back and kind of helps the beast in his movement towards him. So I'm going to have a drink.
I'm drinking the rest of my shot.
And the man-wolf's frenzied trajectory slams him through the torch railings, which I got to say, civil suit right there, man. You can bankrupt New York City. If he can just, well, I guess he is strong. So he flies through the hand railing of the torch and into the icy clutches of the bay far below. And our last panel is Stroud flexing, very upset and concerned, hand outreached while holding onto the railing, saying, "Guess that settles that. Now I'll never know if the weird costume he wore was made of the same astronaut material or if my eyes were goofing on me, because nothing alive could survive a plunge like that." And the last box here says, "Oh no, We have a hunch the macabre man-wolf might take issue with such a rash statement. Find out if we're right when we all raise our voices in the strident cry of, let's see action. I don't know what that means, but...
Like we haven't already seen action.
Yeah.
This whole issue.
Finally.
Yeah, finally, shit's gonna get real. No, this was, this is a great ending, but you know it's gonna get even better next issue. Oh my God, my final thoughts were just, it's funny. I've written down, I'm just like, oh my God, this issue is a hoot. I love the debut of Simon Stroud, but it's basically his issue. Like he's almost in it more than Man-Wolf in a lot of ways. Like,
yeah,
or they have equal billing in this issue, like his debut. And I love that he's basically just sprinting through his debut. Like he's just yelling at his partners and the cop, sprinting to Jameson, screaming at Jameson, like haul-assing in his Stingray over to Jameson's apartment. Oh yeah, this issue is just fucking perfect.
I would kill to see this live action just because of the insanity of it that we accept as a comic book as like, you know, he's pretty intense. But it's like if you saw somebody do these things, the hilarity that would ensue would be great. You know, and I wish Marvel had the balls to actually do these things period specific. So, I mean, you know what I mean? I've said this before, like what if the first, you know, major Werewolf by Night story was done period specific? So it looked like Boogie Nights, but it was the Darkhold and the rebuilt castle off the coast of California. How badass awesome. That would be. Everybody's got
so badass.
Everybody's got just 70s stuff, butterfly collars and Astra medallions on, and God.
No,
anyway.
But it's got to be a universe. It's all got to be connected in the same era. And yeah, I know it's a bummer. That's the biggest bummer of the MCU in general. I
agree.
Shit can't be period specific. But I have very little complaints about this issue. Very few, if any.
There could have been more yelling.
Yes, more yelling. Yeah, but you're right. I love how his gun, like we're seeing his gun a little bit up close. It's like a half of the gun that Lupin the Third would shoot in his cartoons and half Ultimate Nullifier.
Yeah, it looks like something Red Skull would have. Like, yeah, exactly. Like the cosmic cube plugged into. Like, I love it. I had zero complaints about this issue. I took a break from work yesterday, flopped down on the bed with a cat in the sun, and read it and was just smiling the entire time. And I was like, I can't wait to read this again and make notes. And I can't wait to talk to Jacob about it. And I had a colossally shitty day, and I'm in a much better mood now because of Simon Stroud and his incredible Stingray.
It works every time. Out of, I don't know, the 60 some episodes we've done now, I think at least half of them end with us being like, wow, I had a shitty day. I was in a shitty mood, but now I feel great.
Yes.
Thanks to Bronze Age Marvel.
Yes. I know it wasn't a shitty day, Brad. I'm just saying, like, you know, stuff was pissing me off because I'm a small, petty man.
Dude, yeah. Did you hear him chastising you in your head?
No, I know. I remember I've had Brad say, hey, man, you got a pretty good life. You got a great wife, great daughter, but, you know, it's like, you're right. I do.
You're right.
I'm being petty. You know, I don't know. I was listening to this guy interview talking about this book on stoicism that he wrote, and I think I need to read that and kind of get that back down. You know, the true Greek Roman stoicism of like, it's not about what happens to you. You choose how to react to the things that happen in life, and so you have an active part in how you take things. I need to kind of get that Marcus Aurelius meditations thing going again. It's just it's been a while since I've done any work like that, so I probably need a little adjustment. Yeah,
a little bit. I've read on Stoicism. The Marcus Aurelius I've read. I like it. It's kind of like a depressive philosophy. It's just like, of course, shit is fucked, but it's all just how you react to it.
Well, see, this guy was saying like Stoicism has changed over the centuries and kind of become, you know, like the word we use it, you know, as we use it now is like you are stiff upper lip, don't react to anything, just blah, blah, blah. Whereas like Epictetus and Seneca and stuff were more like just saying the only true evils in the world as a philosophy and approaching the world in your life are negatives from your reaction to it. So anger, depression, whatever. Like these things and the way that we choose to react to our circumstances are really the only ills. And that those can be combated with discipline.
You're right. Yeah, that is more of the definition of what actual stoicism
classical
is.
stoicism. Yes.
Classical stoicism, for sure.
I think I'm going to buy that book. It sounded really interesting. It was a good interview with that guy. So, see, I don't listen to comics podcasts, but I listen to podcasts about cool stuff, Jacob.
Oh, come on.
So, as I said at the beginning there, Whirlwind Kev was cool enough to send us a letter. So, I'm not sure which issue this is from, but I'm going to read one.
Good.
This says, Dear Jerry and Company, I'm glad to see in Spidey 125 that the web-slinger's finally getting his stuff back together, but I can't help but feel that number 124 and 125 are just stepping stones between epics. It's going to take some doing, Mr. Conway, to top the last mind-warping 6 months of Spider-Man, but keep up the good scripting, and I'm sure I'll not be disappointed. And for those of you who are not familiar with the Spidey run at this point, he had just killed Gwen Stacy and Norman Osborn. So it was a epically huge 6 months of the title that still felt today, 40 years later. One thing, however, I think Gil Kane, Johnny Romita, and Tony I never say his name right. Tony Mortellaro, L-A-R. Okay, let me try that again. One thing, however, I think Gil Kane, Johnny Romita, and Tony Mortellaro should stay together as the artistic team. I don't mean to detract from Ross Andrews' endeavor in Spider-Man 125, but for so long now, I felt like I've been getting twice as much action per panel when GK, JR, and TM try to contain themselves in their work. Mr. Andrew is a good artist, as is evident in the Marvel Team-Up mag featuring Webhead and the Werewolf, and I'm looking forward to more of his panels. But do me a favor, guys, huh? Please don't break up again what's probably one of the best, if not the best teams in Marveldom, or possibly all of comics. Thanks, Wayne Shesta, Key West, Florida. So I thought you and Brad would appreciate that.
Oh yeah, and I'm in full agreement with Wayne. The Gil Kane, John Romita combo is my favorite. It's the top for me.
Yeah. 124 was a pretty staggeringly good artwork. Great team up there. The response from Roy, I'm guessing, is, or who, I don't know, intern. Well, Wayne, for better or worse, Gil, John, and Tony have been replaced, at least for a while, by Ross Andrew and Frank Giacoia. But somehow, exchanging one team of Marvel's top talent doesn't exactly strike us as a tragedy. Let us know how you think Ross and Frank are doing, huh? And as for that new epic you've been hoping for, it's on its way, all right. It's called The Kangaroo, and it's going to be the best. And it includes some of the wildest, weirdest scenes. I love Jer. Don't get me wrong, but this was the Spider-Mobile. Like there was definitely a, what do we do now that we just shook Peter Parker's world to the core. So saying like this stuff's going to blow, Green Goblin's death away.
Yeah, but did you read? I mean, I'm pretty sure in that Kangaroo issue when it's presented, and if I remember correctly, I don't think Jerry Conway was a huge fan of the Spider-Mobile. I think this is an editorial edict that was a toy idea, and the two guys that tried to convince Peter Parker to make the Spider-Mobile are Jerry Conway and Roy Thomas. They look exactly like them.
Right.
So yeah, and then but you're right. I mean, even if they didn't like it, it's some of the worst. And the kangaroo shit, like you said another previous episode, there's no good kangaroo story. Although I challenge anyone to tell me that.
Someone did respond to us on Twitter. I'll share that with you.
Okay, good.
And as for that new epic you've been hoping for, it's on its way, all right? And it includes some of the wildest, weirdest scenes ever portrayed in a comics magazine. And that's all we're going to say for now, except stand by to throw rice. Oh, I know what he's talking about. Yeah. No, Irving, that doesn't mean that Snap, Crackle, and Pop will be guest starring with Spidey. Yeah, I forgot.
Oh, God.
Dr. Otto Octavius proposed to Aunt May.
That's right. It's another one of Jerry Conway's, which I think, he took big swings on ASM, man. He did. He took some giant swings. He was a kid. He didn't give a fuck.
Sometimes your swing misses its mark and you punch yourself in the face really hard, but people still talk about it.
Yeah, people still talk about it. So, he wins.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad we got a letter page. That's great. Thanks to who sent that in to us?
Whirlwind Kev is his Twitter handle, and he's just a guy I've known around for more than 10 years.
That's awesome. Yeah, you gotta thank him for us. That was great. I'm so glad someone sent in the page. We needed it.
Yeah, definitely. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Let's do our little shout outs here. So to our Pack Brothers and Pack Sisters, thank you so much for supporting us at Patreon. We can't thank you enough. That's to Michael G, Tim Tucker, Brian from Marvel by the Month, Josh Link, Jeff Fitzpatrick, Caleb, Michelle from Moonlit Comics, Mark Nivens, Russ from Tomes of Evil, Brad Elmore, Johnny Turner, and Jackson T. Overstreet. Thank you for being Pack Brothers and Sisters.
Yeah, those are the people that are at the top tier of our Patreon subscribers. We have other lower tiers that a lot of people have signed up for as well. But yeah, if you're at that top tier, you get all the good bonus shit that we have.
Yeah, you get the best lovin's.
Yeah. And speaking of next issue, when we're going to review Creatures on the Loose 31, we're going to have a new guest. We're going to have Michelle from Moonlit Comics on to talk about the issue with us. So I'm very excited for that.
So am I. On our Instagram feed, she shared her history of comic collecting and how she got into it. And did you see that post?
Yeah, I did. So cool.
Very cool.
I can't wait to ask her some more questions about that and kind of get more because her origin is so cool because she's a recent convert to comics. Mm-hmm. And but yeah, go on, say what you were going to say about her.
No, I was just going to say, I think she likes comics.
She loves comics. But yeah, you're talking about that post of all the Star Wars that she got. Oh, so cool. So yeah.
So I think we should gatekeep her pretty hard.
Because that's what the show is about. Yeah.
I'm so excited to talk to her. She's been super supportive of us as well, and obviously she's a Pack sister, so stoked to have her on.
Yeah, she's great. Her Instagram page is super great, and she's such a passionate fan of comics. She's just the kind of person that you want to join this weird little organization that we have of people that love comics. She's great. I can't wait to meet her.
You make it sound like we're Men in Black or something.
A little bit.
Oh, cool. But I make this look good.
Yeah, that's the line.
See? As Jacob was mentioning, there are those tiers, right? So you can come by and throw a buck in, and that's just hey guys, thanks for making the show. I really enjoy it. And you get those wallpapers I was talking about, the original art by James Edward Clark. If you go to the $2 level, you get that and the bonus episode as an audio thing. And then if you jump up one level to $3 a month, you get those things, and you can have a video version of the show. And then if you jump up to $5, that's where those Pack Brothers and Pack Sisters are, and they get the special videos that nobody else gets, the video version of the bonus show, the shout outs, the art, all that jazz. They get everything. And deepest love.
And I think we're planning at least one special episode that might just be a video feed episode that you're not going to want to miss. That is going to be pretty exciting. We're gonna really try and make that top tier worth it. Have a lot of bonus stuff.
Which one were we talking about? That one? What was that one?
I think the one that we're planning with Brad to do the special episode.
Oh yes. Yeah, we can say it. I think we're doing it. So you can just say it.
Yeah, let's say it. Okay, so this was Brad Elmore's suggestion. He was like, guys, I can go, and I have a friend that has a video setup that I can sit at, and we can do an episode on the 1998 Marvel miniseries called The Supernaturals, which Brad is a huge fan of. I haven't read it, but I love talking to Brad about comics, and he says that it's batshit, that it's insane, that even though it's a 90s comic, it'll be really fun to talk about. And so he wants to do an episode that would be a top tier bonus episode of us, just one episode talking about the 4 issues, kind of talking about the insanity that is late 90s supernatural Marvel comics. So I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I think it's an non-canon book, I think.
Yeah, it was written by I'm not familiar, but it was someone like the Chaos Comics people were I guess there was, I don't know. I was reading a little bit about it, but I don't know enough to give too much backstory on it. But it was kind of looked like it was a it was farmed out to other people, and like you said, was a non-canon 4-issue limited series with all the supernatural characters from Marvel, and it looks crazy. I don't think it's on Marvel Unlimited.
Yeah, I know you can get it for a song from like mycomicshop.com and stuff. It's like almost cover price. So
yeah, I don't think it's going to be a hard time. I'm going to try and pick it up at Excalibur. If Excalibur doesn't have it, I might go to Cosmic Monkey. Those are the two shops in Portland that have a pretty good back issue selection. So I'm sure I'd be able to get it for cover price at one of those places.
Yeah. I'll be picking that up as well. So great. So if you folks are the $2 tier or above, you can stay tuned and check out our bonus episode. We're going to be talking about the werewolf movie that Jacob picked out, Werewolf in a Girl's Dormitory from Italia in 1961, came out here in 1963. And what is your comic? I don't know all the Marvels. What is that?
All the Marvels is a book. It's by Douglas Wolk, the comics historian. He
Go woke, go broke.
That's right. He's
you know how I feel about SJWs.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Anyhow, he's a comic historian. He wrote a book called Reading Comics. It's really, really great. And he wrote this book called All the Marvels, which is about his journey of reading every single Marvel comic published from 1961 to 2017. It's like 20,000 issues or something.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he wrote this book that I can't wait to talk about it. It's really, really cool.
It's just a minor tease.
Yep.
I'm going to talk a little bit about Cursed Pirate Girl by Jeremy Bastian from Archaea. I never know how you say that name.
I don't either.
That imprint. And Jacob's going to talk a little about some music, some Harry Nilsson demos for the Popeye soundtrack. And I want to talk about a comic-specific soundtrack that you can get for free online, which is actually pretty cool. So yeah, if you're not a member of the pack and you don't want to, you don't check out the bonus show, you should, because it's awesome.
It is.
We're not talking about you there when you're not there, but you're going to wish you were there. Let's just put it that way.
That's a perfect way to put it.
Kind of like the Heathers, but nicer.
A little nicer than the Heathers. We should talk a little bit, but we keep it positive.
No, we're actually pretty good there. All right. Yeah. So check us out there. Otherwise, we'll see you here next week with Michelle from Moonlit Comics to talk about Creatures on the Loose number 31. Anything else, Jacob?
No, that's it. This was a great episode. I had so much fun talking about this issue.
Me too. It was a balm for the soul, not a bomb, like an atomic bomb, a BALM balm for the soul. My soul.
Amen.
Yes, it was Bengay and Neosporin on my soul. All right, gang. Thanks for listening. Till we meet again beneath the full moon, furry ones, here's howlin' at ya.